Murder Drones, a gorgeous animated series and another fantastic triumph for independent productions on YouTube, with it joining the ranks of shows like Hell of a Boss and Ruby, all known for pushing the boundaries of what we can expect from the online world of high-production animation. Now, I've had hundreds of people recommend Murder Drones to me, and I've taken my sweet time getting around to it. It kind of worked out to my advantage, since the second episode just released a week ago at the time of recording this video. Now, I've seen short clips and fan art and online discussions about the series, but I never watched it until now, and I was genuinely blown away. There are shows on streaming services that fall far from the technical quality of Murder Drones, which says a lot about the talent and passion of the team behind it. Glitch Productions. The studio has a channel called Glitch that hosts their web series, such as Meta Runner and Sunset Paradise. But Murder Drones, according to them, is their most ambitious and high-quality venture to date. People involved include Luke and Kevin. Oh no, I'm gonna screw your name up, guys. And I even looked it up, but I forgot how to say it. And even when I looked it up, I'm sure Google lied to me. Luke and Kevin Lurwichkow of the popular YouTube channel SMG4. And also Liam Vickers, the creator of Murder Drones, and also the pilot known as Cliffside. Actually, I can totally see the influence of Cliffside in Murder Drones with the eyes and the mouths of the characters. Oh, and not to brag, but Elsie Lovelock, who is the voice of Saberspark, is the voice of the main character in the series, Uzi.
No more feedback on my repression today!
No, I'm sorry. I didn't think...
Bite me! I'm not mad at you, by the way, just generally hormonal.
Yeah, that's right. I can't believe I single-handedly launched Elsie's career into stardom, and I mean that completely unironically. I'm being 100% legit right now. Elsie, you're welcome. Please don't kill me. The pilot for Murder Drones is barely a year old, and the 26-minute-long pilot already has over 11 million views in total, with the second episode clocking in at 1.5 million only after 3 days from its premiere. Clearly, the team is onto something. And the best part? It's all for free. The show itself is a comedy action horror series about robots called worker drones, who find themselves stuck on a planet that suffered a core meltdown due to the negligence of the human masters, and how they triggered the core of the planet to erupt and sent the world into a nuclear winter apocalypse, and wiping out all human life on the surface. The worker drones, abandoned, then began to build their own civilization, but the company who owns the worker drones deploy murder drones in order to disassemble them and bring that world to heel. So now the worker drones hide underground in fear of the murder drones who lurk above the surface, knowing that said murder drones will not hesitate to rip their robotic guts out a la Samurai Jack style and throw their corpse into the mechanical pile. The main character of the series is Uzi, a worker drone teenager who is fed up living underground in fear of the murder drones, and instead wants to take the fight to them and also kill all humans on Earth. She will do so with her off-brand BFG gun. Other characters include her cowardly father, Khan, her crush, Thad, and then the murder drones themselves, which include V, J, and N. Yeah, just using those single letters, just like Death Note. But to be fair, anime is a huge influence on this series, and we really see it with the action sequences and the expressions from the characters. So, Uzi accidentally befriends one of the murder drones, and the two of them find themselves involved in a mystery in regards to the murder drones and the humans pulling the strings behind them. I also suspect that Uzi's mother, who we're told is dead, is probably alive. And I wouldn't be surprised if she's involved with said pulling of strings too. Now, I'm sure that there are folks right now going, how do these robots have hair? How do they have kids? All good questions, which I refuse to answer. Moving on. So I actually watched the episodes on my Twitch, which by the way, and follow right there, and I found myself with genuine reactions of surprise and intrigue. Also, the action scenes are top-notch, with one scene in particular featuring a centipede robot creature that totally reminded me of the Cobra monster from 9, with some FNAF flair for good measure. The choice of using robots primarily was a brilliant aesthetic decision. Rendering humans in a style light enough to render effectively for a web series is always going to create compromises and potentially land you in the uncanny valley. Both of Glitch's previous shows star human characters, and whether it's the obvious polygons in Sunset Paradise or the slightly subdued animation in Meta Runners, the limitations do rear up. Not enough to ruin the aesthetic of those shows. Both of them lean heavily on stylization to make up the difference and overall look fantastic, But by choosing a cast of non-organic characters for murder drones, you get to sidestep a lot of those struggles by creating textures and materials that are supposed to look artificial and lean into those limitations instead of trying to work around them. Combine that with the ever-advancing progress of technology and the handful of years between these series and murder drones, from both a technical and aesthetic perspective, is head and shoulders above Glitch's previous ventures. Now, my buddy Tom, who watched the series with me, he mentioned that the murder drones remind him of the old Toonami bumpers. The designs of the worker drones with their big visors and smooth, exaggerated proportions especially reminded him of specifically Tom 2 from the early 2000s of Toonami, with the added benefit of digital eyes to better sell the characters emoting. Episode 2 in particular, with its horror motifs and harsh contrast lighting, is very similar to the Toonami event The Intruder, where Tom is hunted down by a monster that snug aboard his ship. Of course, The Intruder was also heavily referencing things like the original Alien film, so maybe Murder Drone might just be paying homage to that as well. Now, Murder Drones had me a bit concerned at first with the pilot episode. Glitch goes out of its way to create this entire civilization of synthetics, trapped on an alien world long after the death of humanity, locked away in this Fallout-style shelter. Our main character, Uzi, is a typical, not like other girls' teenager archetype, down to the purple hair and beanie that seems to be everywhere in animation to a tropey degree. Episode 2, though, shows a glimpse into the past and reveals that perhaps there's more to the workers aping human society than a lack of creativity. Still, a lot of the dialogue feels a bit juvenile and self-aware, with the storytelling consisting of peaks and valleys, especially in the pilot. Fortunately, though, Episode 2 felt a fair bit better in that regard. So it remains to be seen if that was just teething pains of a new pilot that has since been worked out, or if that's baked into the series' DNA. I guess we'll learn as more episodes are released, which, if I am correct with my source, should be every 2 to 3 months moving forward. Also, props to the sound design and music. Legit great stuff. So that all being said, for the aesthetic and fantastic choreography alone, Murder Drones is worth a watch and keeping an eye on. The mysteries it starts drip feeding in episode 2 are enough to have me look past my initial misgivings and want to tune back when episode 3 drops and see where it goes next. At this moment, I'm genuinely engaged, and I want to learn more about this mystery and the world that surrounds it. Also, these character designs really do tickle my brain with the corset and the thigh-high robo designs.
The ladies are here.
No, these girls with their hips.
The straps on the legs, the fucking corset around the... You know what? You know, if you're gonna fucking do it, go fucking all the way. Why not?
At first, I thought they looked a bit silly, but they really grew on me. I'm like, yeah, look at that. That is a girl robot with a corset, and she got sharp teeth and fangs and claws, and I want her to kill me. Oh no.
Her fucking ass is huge. Can you blame me?
Well, that's my thoughts about the series. What do you all think? Tell me in the comments down below, and I'll see you all next time.